Welcome back to the news at 10. We take a look at health now. A fresh case of cerebrospinal meningitis has been reported in Asaba, the Delta State capital. The Commissioner for Health, Mr. Nicholas Azinge, has confirmed that case, saying the victim, who's a child, is responding to treatment. He explains that there are 2 more suspected cases in the Warri area of the state, but the government is taking necessary measures to contain the spread and no deaths have been recorded. Over 400 lives have been lost, with 2,000 cases of meningitis recorded so far in different parts of the country, mostly in the north. We move on now to look at something else now. And the Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike, has called on religious leaders to make positive contributions to the development of the society. The governor, who made this appeal when he received some Christian leaders from the South, also stated that the government is setting up a trust fund that will help to meet the needs of those in the Christian community.
The Rivers State Governor is meeting with some Christian leaders from the South in Government House, Port Harcourt. They are here to share a message of goodwill with the government and people of the state. The governor gives an assurance of government support.
We are trying to set up a trust fund for the Christians, and we are trying to put on the board of trustees to run it. The money will be invested. They will invest the money and they will make money to fund some Christian activities in town so that they won't run back from one government to the other. You don't know the government that will come here tomorrow. so let you know that, the Krieger Center is done, nobody talks about it again. So
then the governor takes his guests to see the newly built cathedral in Government House. And the Ecumenical Center, which is to serve as a meeting place for the Christian community.
We're excited. All these great leaders with me here that are beginning this great conference in Port Harcourt this evening, we are so elated, and that has driven us more to pray for him, that his duty and his assignment, will fulfill. Amen. And nothing will cut short his days. And God will cause him to fulfill, the purpose for which God has made him a governor.
The government also used the occasion to call for religious tolerance in the country. Emmanuel Erei, Channels Television News.
Job creation and the ease of doing business in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, have been attributed to the favorable government policies and the investment-friendly environment created by the state government. Investors and development partners expressed this view while paying a courtesy visit to Governor Ibikunle Amosun at his office in Abeokuta, the state capital.
It was a busy day for the governor of Ogun State, Ibikunle Amosun, who hosted several companies in his office.
Thank you.
A delegation from the World Bank are among other companies who came calling. The World Bank team are here to explore areas where they can work with the Ogun State government.
We're going to be discussing the new Project for Results program that we have, which is to support industrialization and agricultural production in the state. In support of your cardinal program on agricultural production and industrialization.
The N-Power team have job creation for the youths on their minds, while the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council talks about their passion for the business environment in Ogun State.
It is important to me that you understand that at the federal level, we are very committed to supporting the success of Ogun State.
However, Governor Ibikunle Amosun reassures them all of a progressive development agenda that will cater for the masses.
People even commuting to Lagos every day. I don't know, it affects their health and what have you. Because people will leave their houses 4 a.m. in the morning. They will not come back until 1 a.m. That's what they go through every day. So we are going to, of course, arrest that.
At the end of the day, all these investors, guests and development partners are left with an assurance that Ogun State is open to deepening its collaboration with investors on infrastructure, economic growth and job creation.
Let's take a look at some business news for the day. Here's Anne Wilder.
You first. First Bank. Thanks a lot, Ijoma, and welcome to Business News. Nigeria's Minister of State for Environment, Ibrahim Usman Jibril, says all is now set for the issuance of a 20 billion naira green bond, but it will be delayed until the 2017 budget has been passed. The government had plans to launch the 20 billion naira bond this month to fund projects to reduce carbon emissions and develop renewable energy. Lawmakers have resolved to pass the 2017 budget more swiftly than last year, when wrangling between Parliament and the Presidency delayed the spending plan being passed into law for months. 2 months ago, the Ministers of Environment and Finance, along with the Director General of the Debt Management Office, held a stakeholders meeting with investors and the capital market community to discuss, among other things, the next step in the diversification of the economy. President Muhammadu Buhari has forwarded 5 names to the Senate for confirmation as non-executive directors of the Board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. This was confirmed by the presidential spokesperson, Femi Adesina, who said the list was contained in a letter sent to the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, on Wednesday. The nominees are Professor Umu Jalingo, representing the Northeast, Professor Justitia Nabuko, representing the Southeast, Professor Mike Obada, representing the South-South, Mr. Abdu Abubakar, representing the Northwest, and Mr. Adiola Adetunji, representing the Southwest. The Central Bank of Nigeria says it will resume selling large volumes of dollars on the spot market and to make it available for foreign investors to encourage repatriation of dividends. According to the financial regulator, the increasing oil prices have lifted foreign reserves to $30 billion from $24 billion last year. On Monday, the CBN announced plans to sell short-dated dollar forwards to boost liquidity on the interbank forex market and $20,000 per quarter to small firms through a special forex window. But analysts are saying the CBN has sold about $4.1 billion in forward FX sales within 1 month. The managing director of the International Monetary Fund, Christine Lagarde, says that the global economy recovery was gaining momentum for the first time in many years. She was speaking ahead of the IMF and World Bank spring meetings due in Washington. But the IMF chief has advised countries to boost investments in research and use fiscal and monetary policy to boost demands and structural reforms to sustain the recovery and make more economies more efficient. The IMF is expected to release its new global growth estimates on April the 18th. Let's go to the Nigerian stock market now. We got a slight recovery today at the close of trading after 2 negative sessions in the week. Bisi Adebayo has the summary.
Price recovery of some mid-cap industrial and financial services stocks pushed the all-share index up slightly by 0.07%. and the market capitalization by over 1 billion naira at the close of midweek trading. As the market halted the 2 consecutive days of losses, overall volume turnover lowered by half at 247.67 million shares compared with Tuesday's trading. The price chart recorded an 18 gainers, led in percentage value by Trans Nationwide Express, Transco and ICO Group, against 17 losers led by Unilever, Lafarge and Ashaka Cement. Investors' appetite for stocks reflected mostly in the trading of Fidelity Bank. And that's it on the stock market reports. I am Bisi Adebayo.
Well, thanks a lot, BC. As for global equities, they were mostly in the red today as geopolitical concerns shift investors' interest to buying of safe haven like gold. Let's see how the numbers ended. Thank you for watching Business News Tonight. I'm Anne Nwawadu. Ijama will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Anne. Different key players in the health sector have been seeking ways of improving health outcomes here in the country. The Private Sector Health Alliance of Nigeria is one of them, and in a bid to introduce bold new approaches into the sector, the alliance birthed the Nigeria Health Innovation Marketplace, where innovators pitch their inventions to a panel of prospective investors here in Lagos.
From more than 300 entries to the Private Sector Health Alliance of Nigeria, PHN, for a Health Innovation Challenge, 42 were selected for boot camp, but only 11 emerged as finalists.
Some of you have actually received grants. You've gone through both an incubator, a boot camp, but also more recently an accelerator program. All of this really is to ensure that you have the linkages with investors, the linkages with technical partners.
Today, potential investors are present to listen to and examine the pitches of these innovators in order to perhaps invest in, partner with, or provide useful contacts for them.
Specific life-saving maternal and child health information.
Some innovations deal with products and service delivery.
The first non-blood test for malaria anywhere in the world.
Others with manufacturing and technology in the health arena. But in all, those who would put up venture capital are impressed and eager to get ahead.
You can say don't run before you can walk, but at the same time, the need is so great when it comes to healthcare and healthcare solutions, that for every one solution that, really looks good and looks as if it can, be innovative, the first question we have to ask ourselves is, how do we get this to scale?
One of the things that we looked at today, a business that is trying to produce kits for testing for malaria using urine tests. And I said to myself, and I am a medical doctor by training, how come nobody ever thought about doing this? Everybody was just used to the blood test and so on.
We have worked to develop synergies between the needs of the health system and the capabilities of the private sector. Today, you see how 8 promising innovators have been put in front of investors, right? You have seen how we have tried to shape the market, but also to mobilize capital to support the market readiness and scale of these innovations.
These investments are expected to help the innovators save lives and provide sustainable solutions for health challenges. Organizers say the marketplace is still open to any innovations that would better the health sector.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria Referees Association appeals for protection against rising tide of hooliganism in Nigerian Professional Football League. That's on sports. Please stay with us.